Okay, so number one question. What do you call a triangle with equal size? Is it letter A, right triangle? Or letter B, isosceles triangle? Or letter C, equilateral triangle? Or letter D, is it scalene triangle? Or letter E, obtuse triangle? So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, so you need to find the clues in the question. Okay, so the clues there is the equal size. So what do you call a triangle with equal size? So based from that clue, the correct answer is letter C, equilateral triangle. So why? So we have here our rationalization. So when we talk about right triangle, it has 190 degrees angle, and the other two angles add up to 90 degrees. So the side opposite of the right angle is called the hypotenuse. So isosceles triangle has two equal sides and two equal angles. The two equal sides are called the legs, and the angle between them is called the vertex side angle. So the equilateral triangle has three equal sides and three equal angles, each measuring 60 degrees, while scalene triangle has no equal sides or angles, while obtuse triangle has at least one angle that measures greater than 90 degrees, while the other two angles in an obtuse triangle are acute, meaning they measure less than 90 degrees. So again, the triangle with equal size is what we call equilateral triangle. Okay, so number two question. Which of the following is a multiple of 8? Is it letter A, 5150? Letter B, 2400? Is it letter C, 3250? Or letter D, is it 1460? Or letter E, is it 1450? Take note, the question is multiple of 8. So, what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, very good. It's letter B, 2400. Why? Why not A? Why not C? Why not D? Or why not E? Is it because in this question, you can use division to find out if a number is a multiple of another? So, let's try solving 2400 divided by 8. So, the answer will be 300. So, if you are going to multiply 300 to 8, the answer will be 2400. So, let's try letter A. Let's solve letter A. So, 5150. If we're going to solve 5150 divided by 8, the answer will be 643.75. And take note, if we are going to find the multiple of a number, it should be a whole number. It does not have a fraction nor a decimal point. Okay, again, the multiple of 8 is letter B, 2400. So, let's have number 3. If 30% of x is 30, what is 80% of x? Is it letter A, 50, letter B, 30, letter C, 70, letter D, 80, or letter E, 100? So again, if 30% of x is 30, what is 80% of x? So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, so the correct answer is letter D, 80. So why or how did it come up? So why 80 is the answer? Okay, so here is the formula that you are going to use when you solve this question. So the formula is B is equals to P divided by R. So okay, so let's substitute. So our P there is 30 and our R there is 0.3. It is the equivalent of when you convert percent to decimal point. So the 30% is equivalent to 0.3. So just divide 30 by 0.3 and the answer will be 100. Okay, so in order to come up the answer of 80%, we are still going to use the formula B is equals to P divided by R. So let's substitute B to 100 equals P divided by 0.8, and then our answer will be P is equals to 80. Again, 80% of X is 80, which is letter D. Okay, so number 4. Samantha received her report card with the following grades: 92, 79, 83, 90, and 91. So what is the average grade? Is it letter A, 87, letter B, 82, letter C, 85, letter D, 86, or letter E, 88? So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, so the correct answer is letter A, 87. So how? So to solve this problem, to find out the average grade of the following, add all the grades first. So we have 92 plus 79 plus 83 plus 90 plus 91 is equals to 435. After that, you need to divide 435 to 5. So 5 there is the total number of subjects or the grades there. So we have 435 divided by 5, so we will come up with an average grade of 87. Again, the average grade of Samantha is letter A, 87. Okay, so we are now in number 5. To pass her math test, Nina must get 75% of the items correct. Out of 100 questions, how many must she correctly answer? Is it letter A, 60, B, 65, letter C, 75, or letter D, 70, or E, 80? Again, to pass her math test, Nina must get 75% of the items correct. Out of 100 questions, how many must she correctly answer? A, 60, B, 65, C, 75, D, 70, or letter E, 80? So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, very good. So it's letter C, 75. So how? Okay, so to find out how many correct answers she got, just multiply 100 to 0.75. Okay, so again, you need to convert the percent into decimal point. Okay, so that's why the from 75% we will have 0.75. So 100 times 0.75 will come up to 75. So Nina got 75 items correct. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so in number 6, find the ratio of 30 minutes to 3 hours. Is it letter A, 1:4, letter B, 1:5, or letter C, 1:6, or letter D, 1:7, or letter E, 1:8? So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, so the correct answer is letter C, 1:6. So how? How did we come up with that answer? Okay, so again, the correct answer is 1:6. When we compare two ratios, their units should be the same. So, how many minutes are there in 1 hour? So we have 60, right? So we should multiply 60 times 3. So we can come up with 180. So in 3 hours, we will have 180 minutes. Okay, so the required ratio is 30 is to 180. So where did we get the 30? So again, from the given 30 minutes, right? So how did we come up with 180? That's the answer earlier. 3 times 60, we have 180. So is that the final answer? 30 is to 180? No, right? Since we can reduce that one, or we can form that one in simplest form. So, in order to get the simplest form, let's divide 30 times 30 divided by 30. We can have 1. And then 180 divided by 30, the answer is 6. So, the simplest form of 30 is to 180 is 1 is to 6. So, the ratio of 30 minutes to 3 hours is letter C. 1 is to 6. Okay, do you get it? Okay. Okay, so number 7. What is the missing term in the series? So 5, 20, 80, blank, 1 to 80, blank, 20,480. Is it letter A, 50 and 210? Letter B, 40 and 160? Or letter C, 120 and 1,350? Or letter D, 320 and 5,120? Or letter E, 480 and 6,320? Okay, so what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, very good. It's letter D, 320 and 5,120. So, how did we come up with that answer? Okay, it's very simple. So, the numbers above are being multiplied by 4. Okay, so let's try. 5 times 4 is equals to? Okay, very good. It's 20. Okay, so 20 times 4. Okay, so it's 80. Okay, how about 80 times 4? Is it 50? Is it 40? Is it 120? Okay, very good. It's 320. Okay, so let's try. 320 times 4. Okay, so it's 1,280. Okay, how about 1,280 times 4? Okay, it's 5,120. So how about 5,120 multiplied by 4? Okay, so that's 20,480. So the correct answer is letter D, 320 and 5,120. Very good. Okay, so number 8. The greatest common divisor of 24, 18, and 3 is letter A, 3, B, 6, C, 18, letter D, 24, or letter E, 30. Okay, so what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, very good. It's letter A, 3. So how? Okay, so the greatest common divisor or GCD of 24, 18, and 3 is 3 because it's the largest number that evenly divides all 3 of them. In other words, 3 is a common factor of 24, 18, and 3, and it's the greatest among the common factors. Do you get it? Again, the correct answer of letter number 8 is letter A, 3. Okay, so number 9. Which of the following is not a prime number? A, 9, B, 19, C, 59, D, 79, or letter E, 89? Okay, so what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, very good. Letter A, 9. So, why or how? Okay, so 9 is not a prime number because it is divisible by 1, 3, and 9. Prime numbers, take note, okay? Prime numbers should only have 2 divisors, 1 and themselves, just like letter B. So, you can just, letter B has only 2 divisors, 1 and 19. Letter C also have 2, 1 and 59. Letter D also, it only have 1 and 79. And letter E, it has only 2, 1 and 89. While letter A, it has not just only 2, okay, because you can solve 1 and 9 and then 3 and 3, okay. So that's why 9 is not a prime number. Later on, you're going to find how many prime numbers are there in in 1 to 100. Okay, so just keep on watching. Okay, number 10. The sum of consecutive integers is 123. So what are the integers? Is it letter A, 44 plus 45 plus 46? Or letter B, 40 plus 41 plus 42? Or letter C, 43 plus 44 plus 45? Or letter D, 50 plus 51 plus 52? Or letter E, 47 plus 48 plus 49? So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, you guys. Okay, so it's letter B, 40 plus 41 plus 42. So this one is just very simple. Just add the three consecutive numbers and the one whose sum is 1 to 3, then that is the answer. So let's add 40 plus 41 plus 42. So, and it's equal to 123. Very good. So how about letter A? So if we add 44 plus 45 plus 46, we can have 135. So letter A is not the correct answer. Letter C, 43 plus 44 plus 45 is equals to 132. So that is not also the correct answer. Letter D, 50 plus 51 plus 52 is equals to 153. So that is not the correct answer. Letter E, 47 plus 48 plus 49 is equals to 144. So that is not also the correct answer. Okay, so again, the correct answer is 40 plus 41 plus 42, which is letter B. So number 11. The total amount after adding 10% interest for 5 months of 10,000. Okay, so letter A, 10,210.67. Letter B, 10,416.20. Letter C, 10,210.20. Letter D, 10,416.67. Or letter E, 10,500.20. So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, so you can solve it. Okay, so the correct answer is letter D. Very good. 10,460.67. So how did we come up with this answer? So in this uh, um, problem, we are going to use two formulas. So first, we need to find the interest. So we are going to use um, I is equals to PRT. So interest is equals to principal, rate, and time. So okay, so and after that one, we are going to substitute. So from I is equals to our P, our principal is the 10,000. So and then our rate there is from 10%, we are going to convert this one into decimal point, so we have 0.10. And then our time there is, since we have 5 months, so we are going to use 5 over 12. So where did we get the 12? So in a year we have 12 months, right? So 5 over 12. So and after that we are going to multiply those. So 10,000 divided by 0.10 times 5 over 12. So we have I is equals to 416.67. So that is our interest. So after that one, we are going to solve the future sum of the money. So F is equals to interest plus principal. So F is equals to, after that one, we are going to substitute. So our I, or our interest, is 416.67 plus our principal, which is 10,000. So we have our future sum money is equals to 10,416.67. So the correct answer of letter 11 is letter D, 10,416.67. Okay, do you understand? Alright. Okay, so number 12. Interest at 6% for 2 months on 8,000 pesos. So is it letter A, 70 pesos, letter B, 80 pesos, letter C, 90 pesos, letter D, 100 pesos, or letter E, 120 pesos? So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, you try to solve. Okay, are you done? Okay, so the correct answer is letter B, 80 pesos. So how did we come up? So what formula should we use? Okay, so we are going to use one formula only because we are going to find the interest. Okay, so the formula that we're going to use is interest is equals to principal times rate times time, or I is equals to PRT. So where I is the interest, P is the principal, R is the rate, and T is the time. So after that one, we are going to substitute. So I is equals to our principal there is 8,000. Our rate there is 0.06 since we are going to convert the percent into decimal point. And then our time there is 2 over 12. So 2 based on the given 2 months. And then the 12 is in a year there are 12 months. Okay, so and then we're going to multiply 8,000 times 0.06 times 2 over 12. So we will have an interest of 80 pesos. Okay, so the correct answer of number 12 is letter B, 80 pesos. Okay, so number 13. How many prime numbers are there between 1 to 100? So is it letter A, 25, B, 30, C, 35, letter D, 40, or letter E, 45? So what do you think? I already told you earlier that the prime numbers have only two divisors, which is 1 and themselves. So in 1 to 100 numbers, how many prime numbers are there? Okay, is it letter A, B, C, D, or E? Okay, very good. It's letter A, 25. Okay, so we are going to find out what are those numbers. Okay, so the prime numbers between 1 to 100 are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, 53, 59, 61, 67, 71, 73, 79, 83, 89, 97, with a total of 25 numbers. Again, the prime numbers are there between 1 to 100 are only 25. The rest, they are not a prime numbers. Okay? So number 14. The island of Luzon is estimated to be 100,000 square kilometers. In exponential form, it can be expressed as, is it letter A, 1 times 10 to the power of 4, letter B, 10 to the power of 2, letter C, 10 to the power of 5, letter D, 1 times 10 to the power of 3, or letter E, 1 times 10 to the power of 6. So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, very good. Letter C, 10 to the power of 5. So how did you do it? What are we going to do to solve this one? Okay, so you can try solving A to E. Okay, so let's try. 1 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Is it 100,000? No, right? That answer of that one is only 10,000. How about letter B? 10 times 10. Is it 100,000? No, it's only 100. How about letter D? 1 times 10 to the power of 3. Is it 100,000? No, it's only 1,000. How about letter E? 1 times 10 to the power of 6. Okay, so it's only 1 million, not 100,000. So the correct answer is letter C. 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 is 100,000. Okay, so the correct answer is letter C. Okay, now, number 15. Mr. Gullye had incurred the following expenses in his trips to the Visayas Island. So, 5,200, 2,500, and 1,000 pesos. So, what percent of this total monthly budget of the 50,000 did he spend for this trip? Is it A, 16%, letter B, 17%, letter C, 18%, letter D, 19%, or letter E, 20%? So, what do you think is the answer? Okay, very good. Letter B, 17%. So how did we come up with that answer? So, uh, this one is so just easy. So you are just going to add all those expenses that he spent, and then the answer of that one you are going to divide by the total budget of that trip. So we are going to add 5,200 plus 2,500 plus 1,000. So we have 8,700. And then we are going to divide that one to his total budget, which is 50,000. So 8,700 divided by 50,000, we have 0.70. So since the choices there is about percentage, so we are going to convert the decimal point into percent. So 0.17, if we transform this one or convert this one into percent, we have 17%. So the correct answer of number 15 is letter B, 17%. 16. Okay, so which among the measures of central tendency is not influenced by others? So again, the measures of central tendency. So is it letter A, mean, B, median, letter C, mode, letter D, standard deviation, or letter E, weighted mean? So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, very good. It's letter B, median. So why? Okay, so mean, median, and mode are measures of central tendency. So by that statement, letter D is not the correct answer. And then weighted mean is just like the mean, okay, like other term of the mean. So the mean is the only measures of central tendency that is always affected by an outlier. So okay, by that statement, letter A is not the correct answer, and also letter E. And that's why the median is appropriate to know the central tendency that as it is not affected by an outlier. Okay, so the correct answer of 16 is letter B, median. That is the measure of central tendency that is not influenced or not being affected by an outlier. Okay, number 17. In how many ways can 6 girls be seated in a row of 6 seats? Is it letter A, 120, letter B, 240, C, 360, letter D, 720, or letter E, 1000? What do you think is the correct answer? Again, how many ways can 6 girls be seated in a row of 6 seats? Okay, very good. It's letter D, 720. So in this question, we are just going to use a factorial. Okay, so since there are only 6 girls in 6 seats, so we are going to use 6 factorial. So we are going to solve 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. If we are going to multiply all the numbers, we can come up of 720. So there are 720 20 ways that can 6 girls be seated in a 6 seats rather. Okay. If a die is rolled, what is the probability of getting a number divisible by 2? Is it letter A, 1/3, B, 1/4, letter C, 1/8, letter D, 1/2, or letter E, 1? So what do you think is the correct answer? If a die is being rolled, what is the probability of getting a number that is divisible by 2? Okay, very good. It's letter D, 1/2. So, how? So, in this case, we're going to use this formula. Letter P, or the probability, is equals to number of possible outcomes divided by total possible outcomes. So, in a die, there are 6, right? So, in that 6, how many numbers are there that is divisible by 2? So, we have 3. So, because it has 2, 4, and 6, which is divisible by 2. So, the number of possible outcomes is 3, and then the total possible outcomes is 6. 3 over 6. Is it the final answer? Okay, so not yet, since we can reduce that one in simplest form. So 3 divided by 3, we have 1. 6 divided by 3, we have 2. So P is equals to 1/2. So the correct answer of 18 is letter D, 1/2. Okay, so number 19. If Joy has an average of 80% on her first 2 tests and has an average of 85% on the next 4 tests, what is her final average on all 6 tests? Is it letter A, 82.2%, letter B, 83.33%, letter C, 84.44%, letter D, 85.55%, or letter E, 86.66%? So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, so the correct answer is letter B, 83.33%. So how? So first, we are going to multiply 80 times 2. 80 based on the percent, and then 2, it is because of our first 2 tests. So 80 times 2, we have 160 rather. And then next is we're going to multiply 85 to 4. 85 times 4, because 85 from her average, and then the 4 is from the next 4th test. So 85 times 4, we have 340. And then we are going to add those two answers. So 160 plus 340, we have 500. And then 500, we're going to divide by 6, because that is what we need to find her final average on all 6 tests. So 500 divided by 6, we have 83.33%. So the correct answer of this one is letter B, 83.33%. Okay, so number 20. A ball is drawn at random from a box containing 8 red balls, 7 white balls, and 5 blue balls. Find the probability that it is blue. So is it letter A, 1/2, B, 1/3, C, 1/4, letter D, 1/8, or letter E, 1? So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, so it's letter C, 1/4. So how can we have this answer? Okay, so we are going to use P, or the probability, is equals to number of possible outcomes divided by total possible outcomes. So the number of possible outcomes is 5, since we are going to find the probability that it is blue. So 5, and then to find the total possible outcomes, we are going to add 8 plus 7 plus 5. So we can have 20. So P is equals to 5 over 20. So is it the final answer? Not yet, because we are going to reduce this one into the simplest form. So 5 divided by 5, we have 1. And then 20 divided by 5, we have 4. So P is equals to 1 over 4. So the correct answer of 20 is letter C, 1/4. Okay, so number 21. What do you call the arrangement of a number of objects in a definite order and arrangement? Is it letter A, factorial, letter B, permutation, letter C, combination, letter D, probability, or letter E, measure of central tendency? So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, so the correct answer is letter B, permutation. So why not factorial? Okay, so factorial is denoted by n factorial is the product of all positive integers less than or equal to n. Okay, why not combination? So combination is a selection of items from a collection such that this order of selection does not matter. Why not probability? So probability defines how likely something is to happen. And then a measure of central tendency is a single value that attempts to describe a set of data by identifying the central position within that set of data. So the correct answer is letter B, permutation, because permutation act of arranging all the members of a set into some sequence or order. Number 22. So what is 40% of 20 over 35? So is it letter A, 5 over 35, B, 6 over 35, letter C, 7 over 35, letter D, 8 over 35, or letter E, 9 over 35? So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, it's letter D, 8 over 35. So how can we have this answer? So we are just going to multiply 20 over 35 times 0.40. So again, if you have a given of percent, we are going to convert that one into decimal point. That's why we have 0.40. So if we are going to multiply that one, we can have our answer, which is 8 over 35. So the correct answer of 22 is letter D, 8 over 35. So we are now in number 23. So give the number of different permutations can be derived from the word responsible. Is it letter A, 4,326,500? Letter B, 3,326,400? Letter C, 2,326,300? Letter D, 1,326,200? Or letter E, 326,100? So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, so the correct answer is letter B, 3,326,400. So how are we going to solve this one? So we are going to use factorial. Okay, so we are going to divide. First is the total number of letters in a word, and then divided by the numbers. The letters that have that they are the same. So in the word responsible, we have 2E and then 2S. So in the word responsible, we have 11 letters, right? So 11 factorial divided by 2 factorial and 2 factorial, since we have 2 letters here that is the same. Okay, so we have is equals to 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So divided by 2 times 1 and 2 times 1. So we can cross out the numbers that is the same. So in the numerator, we have 2 times 1, so we can cancel out that 1 by the 2 times 1 also in the denominator. So we have now 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 is divided by 2 times 1. So the 4 there, we can reduce that 1 into 2 and then cancel the 2 in the denominator. So we have 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 2 divided by 1. So if we are going to multiply that 1, we can come up with letter B, which is 3,326,400. So that is the correct answer of 23. So number 24. In the algebraic expression 25x to the power of 4a, the exponent is what? Is it letter A 4a, letter B 4, C 25, D 25x, or letter E, which is 8? Okay, so the correct answer is letter A 4a, because the 25 there is the numerical coefficient, and then the x 25x there, we cannot have that one as the exponent, because an exponent is a number that tells you how many times to multiply a base number by itself. So the 25x there is the base number, and then so in the given 4a is the exponent. Okay, so number 25. Which of the following can extend infinitely in both directions? Is it letter A, ray, B, line, C, line segment, letter D, point, or E, dot? Okay, so the correct answer is letter B, line. Why? Because a line has no endpoints and can extend infinitely in both directions, or it has no definite length. Okay, while a ray is part of a line and has one endpoint. It can be extended infinitely in only one direction, not in both directions. Okay? Because of this, also, it has no definite length. Okay, so a line segment, however, does have a definite length because it has two endpoints. Okay, so a point has no length, breadth, or thickness. It is a mark of position, while a dot is is an example of a point. So the correct answer of 25 is letter B, line.
Now, hello. This is Miss Christine J.G. INOT, and I will be the one that will continue to discuss our math specialization review. And since Miss Nina has already discussed the first 25 questions, I will be continuing the 26th to the 50th question. So I know that we are getting tired right now since we have tackled the 25 questions first. So I will give you this moment to shake your body, shake your hands, do the stretching, and so feel the energy comes back. And I know that everyone is feeling um really sleepy right now, so I guess we should um energize ourselves and prepare ourselves for the another set of questions. So I guess that's enough. So for the 26th question, we have here a room is 40 feet long, 25 feet wide, and 20 feet high. If 40 balloons are inside the room, how many cubic feet of space does this allow for each balloon? So we have A 250, B 300, C 500, D 750, and E 900. So you can pause this question and solve there in your papers or in your extra sheets. And for the answer, we have here letter C for 500. So why is it C? So here we have here the formula of the volume of a rectangular solid. Since we are given values, especially the length, the width, and the height of the rectangular solid, we can now just substitute the values. So we have here V is equals to 40 times 25 times 20, which is equal to 20,000 cubic meters. And so divided by 40, and we have here 500 cubic meters. So that's all for our 26th question. So next question we have here, what angle relationship exists between the two acute angles at the right triangle? A. Linear pair. B. Complementary. C. Supplementary. D. Right angles. And E. Acute angles. So the answer is yes, we have letter B. Complementary angles. So why is it complementary angle? So since one angle in a right triangle is already a 90-degree angle, the remaining two angles must add up to 90 degrees, making them complementary. Since we know that a triangle has a total of 180 degrees angle, right? So we just have to have values that will make the 90 and 90 complete, which is a complementary angle. So next question we have here, Marie is 4 times old as Jenny. 6 years from now, she will be twice as old as Jenny. How old are they now? So A, Marie is 12, meanwhile Jenny is 3. Letter B, Marie is 16, meanwhile Jenny is 4. C, Marie is 4, meanwhile Jenny is 16. Letter D, Marie is 3 and Jenny is 12. And letter E, Marie is 16 and Jenny is 3. So the answer is letter A. Marie is 12 and Jenny is 3. So how did we come up with this answer? So we just have to um, assign variables to our given. So here we have the present, we can assign 4x to Marie. And 6 years from now, we just have to add 6. So 4x plus 6, that is equals to 4x plus 6. Now, let us have Jenny, which is we can assign the variable x. And then 6 years from now, Jenny will be x plus 6. And from that on, you will now equate that and you will get this one. 4x plus 6 is equals to 2 multiplied by the group of x plus 6, and also it will be 4x plus 6 is equals to 2x plus 12, and simplified to 4x minus 2x is equal to 12 minus 6, and that will be 2x minus 6, and so we will get x is equals to 3. So Jenny will be 3, and since we already have the value of x, we just have to substitute to the present age of Marie, which is 4x. So it we will get now 4 times 3, and that will become 12. So basically, Marie will be 12 and Jenny is 3 years old. So I hope that is understandable enough, and that is really simple. You just have to assign values to each of the given. Okay, now moving on to the next number we have here, use the FOIL method. So we have here the group of x minus 3 and multiplied by the group of x plus 5. So the choices are, we have x squared plus 2x plus 15. Letter B, x squared minus 2x minus 15. Letter C, x squared minus 2x plus 15. Or letter D, x squared plus 2x minus 15. And letter E, x cubed minus 2x squared minus 15. So what do you think is the answer? So you can solve um, your answer, or you can solve there on your sheets, and the answer is letter D. So I hope you got the correct answer. The answer is x squared plus 2x minus 15. So we are um, solving here a FOIL method. So from the word FOIL, we can do the first terms first. So we have here the first terms, x and x, which will be equal to x squared. Now we have O, which means outside. So we have to multiply the outside terms. We have here x and 5. So we will get 5x. And also we will get the inside, which is the I in FOIL method, which is negative 3 multiplied by x. And so we will get negative negative 3x. And lastly, the L, or the last terms, we will multiply negative 3 and 5, which we will get negative 15. So you simplify all of that, you add the similar terms. So we have here x squared plus 2x minus 15. So really simple, right? So I hope you got the correct answer. And now moving on to number 30. We have here the question: what is the average of 1/3, 1/5, and 1/6? Letter A, 7 over 15. Letter B, 7 over 20. Or letter C, 7 over 30. Letter D, 7 over 35. Or letter E, 7 over 40. So you can pause this video and answer on your own. And the answer for this is yes, that is letter C, 7 over 30. So, how did we get 7 over 30? So, we got an average. So, we just have to add up all the values and we divide it to the number of terms that is given. So, that is the very simple formula of getting an average. So, we have here 1/2 plus 1/5 plus 1/6, and the sum of that you will divide into 3, which we will get 7 over 30. So I hope you got the correct answer. Now, we can now move on to the 31st question. So the 31st question goes like this: in a candy jar, there are 20 chocolates, 8 lemons, and 14 mints. What percent of the candies are mints? Letter A, 14%. Letter B, 15%. Letter C, 16%. Letter D, 17%. Or letter E, 18%. So you can solve on your papers, and the answer is letter A, 14%. So how did we get 14%? We simply just um, divide 3 all over 20 plus 8 plus 14, which will be equal to 3 over 42, and convert it to percent, and we will now get 14%. So this is easy if you have your calculus with you, and I hope you know how to use your calculators. So next, 32 goes like this: in how many ways can you arrange 6 books in a shelf if it has a space for only 4 books? Letter A, 240 ways. Letter B, 360 ways. Letter C, 720 ways. Letter D, 800 ways. Letter E, 900 ways. So what is this? Is this a permutation or is this a combination? So the answer is will be 360 weights. So how did we get it? So since it is talking about the arrangement, we can use it using permutations. So we can only have, or we can use our calculators. You press there, 6 permutation 4 is equal to 360 ways. So you don't have to solve um that hard, so since we have our calculators with us. So next, we have here 80 men can build a small building in 30 days. At this rate, how many days can 25 men build the same building? So we have here a time problem, a work in time problem. So letter A, 96 days. Letter B, 97 days. Letter C, 98 days. Letter D, 99 days. And letter E, 100 days. So pause this video, and the answer is letter A, 96 days. So I hope you got the correct answer. So how did we get it? So just have to multiply 80 and 30 and equate it to 25y, which we can somehow simplify to 2400 is equal to 25y, and then we simplify 25y, which will be y is equal to 96. So moving on, we have here the side opposite of a right triangle is the blank, and each of the other two sides is the blank. Letter A, hypotenuse. and leg. Letter B, opposite and adjacent. Letter C, the leg or the hypotenuse. Letter D, adjacent and the opposite. Or letter E, hypotenuse and the adjacent. So the answer is letter A, hypotenuse and the leg. So actually, the side opposite of a right triangle is always the hypotenuse, or the hypotenuse is the longest side of the triangle, right? And each of the other two sides is what we called the leg. These are the shorter leg and the longer leg. So again, the longest leg of the triangle is and will always be hypotenuse, and the others are called the legs, the shorter and the longer leg. Okay. Next, we have here a question that says the sum of the sides of a polygon is the blank. Letter A, area. Letter B, volume. Letter C, length. Letter D, perimeter. Or letter E, circumference. So the sum of the sides. From the word sum, what is the answer? So the answer will be perimeter. So the area is actually amount of space within a two-dimensional shape. Meanwhile, the volume is the amount of space that a three-dimensional object takes up. And the legs of a triangle are two sides that are not the hypotenuse. So the perimeter is the sum of the sides of a polygon. Meanwhile, the circumference is the distance around a circle or ellipse. Since we are talking about the perimeter, or the sum of the sides, so you just have to add the size of the legs of the triangle, which is the perimeter. So that's a really simple definition for what's a perimeter. So the sizes of the sides added all together. Next is number 36. We have here what are the least common multiple of 12 and 60. So letter A 100, letter B 120, letter C 140, letter D 169, or letter E 200. So I'll give you smaller time to answer this since we have our calculus. So the answer is letter B 120. So how did we get 120? So first we got the multipliers, the multiples of 12, which we have here 12, 24, 36, and till 120. Meanwhile, we also got the multiples of 12, no, 60, which is 60 and 120. Since we had the least common multiple here in our list is 120, so that becomes our LCM, or the least common multiple. So that's a really simple way of finding the least common multiple is listing the multiples of your given numbers. Next, number 37, sorry. So what percent of 75 is 30? So see, since you saw the right answer now, let's reveal. So letter C, 40%. And how did we get 40%? So basically, you'll just have to divide 30 over 75, which is equal to zero point 0.4, and you multiply it to 100 to get 40%. So that's how you get the percentage. Now, next number we have here, simplify 9 is multiplied to the group of -5 minus -4 plus 14 minus 6. So the answer will be letter A, 63. So how did we get this? This is a simple problem which involves PEMDAS. So we have here first, simplify -4 here, since it is inside a parenthesis, since it is negative and it is having minus on its side, it becomes positive. So next is from left to right, you can now um, simplify what's inside the parenthesis, which we will get 13 minus 6, and 13 minus 6 is equal to 7. Now multiply 9 multiplied to 7 is equal to 63. So as simple as that. use the PEMDAS rule, which means parenthesis, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So please remember the PEMDAS rule. Now for number 39, we have here the altitude of a triangle is 8 meters and the base is 25 meters. What is the area of a triangle? Letter A, 50 meters. Letter B, 80 meters. Letter C, 100 meters. Letter D, 110 meters. Or letter E, 120 meters. So the answer will be letter C, 100 meters. So how did we get 100 meters? So simply by having the area of the triangle. So since we have here area of the triangle is equal to 1 half multiplied by b and h, which is your base and height. Since it is now given in our problem, we will just substitute the values to the formula. We have here 1 half multiplied by 25 and 8. So we have here 100 meters as our final answer. So, number 40. Wow, we are already almost halfway to our discussion. So, number 40 here is the vertex angle of an isosceles triangle is 50% or 50 degrees, sorry. What is the measure of one of the base of the angles? So one of the base of the angles, letter A 50 degrees, letter B 55 degrees, letter C 60 degrees, letter D 65 degrees, and letter E 70 degrees. And the answer is letter D 65 degrees. So how did you get 65 degrees? So we have here, or it was given that it was an isosceles triangles, which are two equal sides. So since it was given that we have 50 degrees, so we just have to subtract 50 degrees from 180, so we will get 130. And since there are two equal sides of an isosceles triangle, we just have to divide 130 into 2, and so we get 65. So 65 degrees. So there are two 65 degrees in our isosceles triangle since two sides are congruent or equal. So I hope you understood that. Now, let us move on to number 41. So, there are 40 women in a committee consisting of 50 members. What is the ratio of the men to the women? So, letter A, 2 is to 3, letter B, 1 is to 4, letter C, 1 is to 3, letter D, 2 is to 4, and letter E, 3 is to 4. So, the answer is letter B, 1 is to 4. So this is a really simple ratio problem since we got 50 and 40 as our given. So we just have to minus 50 minus 40 is equals to 10. So that will be our value for men. And since we have men over women, so we just have to substitute 10 over 40, which is 1 fourth, which is equal to a ratio of 1 is to 4. So that's a really simple ratio problem. So next is number 42. What day follows the day before yesterday if 2 days from now on will be Monday? Letter A, Friday. Letter B, Thursday. Letter C, Wednesday. Letter D, Tuesday. Or letter E, Saturday. So the answer is letter A, Friday. So this is a really tricky question, but all you have to do is to analyze the given problem. So we have here today is our X, and then we have 2 days later will be on Monday. So we get from today we have Monday, 2 days later. Next is from that on, we can now plot what day is today. So today is Friday. So that's the 42nd question. Now, for our 43rd question, we have here two buses leave the same station at 10 p.m. One bus travels north at the rate of 35 kilometers per hour, and the other travels west at the rate of 45 kilometers per hour. How many kilometers apart are the buses at 11 p.m.? So letter A, 100 kilometer away. Letter B, 90 kilometer away. Letter C, 80 kilometers away. Letter D, 70 kilometers away. Or letter E, 60 kilometers away. So the answer is letter C, 80 kilometers away. So how did we do this? So first, we have the first bus running in the speed of 35 kilometers per hour, and it is also given that the second bus is running at the speed of 45 kilometers per hour. So since we have 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. as our interval, we have 1 hour interval away from both of the buses. So just have to add 35 plus 45 kilometers per hours, and we will get 80 kilometers per hours away from each other. So basically, you just have to add both of the speeds together so you don't have to overthink. Now, number 44. We have here how much interest would be paid in a bank loan of 50,000 pesos for 5 months at 12% annual interest. So we have here A 1 5, letter B 1 8, letter C 2,000, letter D 2,500, or letter E 3,000. So how did we get the answer? So our answer is 25,000. So this is a simple interest problem. So we have here the formula of interest, which is P multiplied by R multiplied by T, or our principal multiplied by our rate multiplied by our time, and in which we will just have to substitute the given values. We have 50,000 multiplied to 12.12 and multiplied to with 5 months all over 12, and we will get the answer 2,500. So the answer was 2,500 is your interest after 5 months. Next question. Which of the following is a graph that uses dots connected by lines to show changes over a period of time? Letter A, bar graph. Letter B, line graph. Letter C, pie graph. Letter D, histogram. Or letter E, pictogram. The answer will be, it's simply line graph, since we are looking for the period of time. So the bar graph here uses bars of varying height to represent numerical data. How about the line graph? Uses dots connected by lines to show changes over a period of time. Meanwhile, the pie chart is a whole divided into different parts. Meanwhile, the histogram is the frequency distribution of data points across a continuous range of numerical values, and pictograph is a graph that uses pictures. So since we are looking for the time, and since line graph is a graph that uses dots, so line graph will be our answer. So next, number 46. In the concept of mathematics, this symbol sigma means letter A, sum of, B, equivalent to, letter C, infinity, letter D, for all, or letter E, angle. So, teachers, recall all the symbols. The meanings and the definition of our symbol in sigma will mean letter A, the sum of, is the meaning of sigma. So the symbol of sum of is sigma, and the symbol of equivalent to is these three bars together, and the symbol of infinity is actually this symbol, and the symbol for all is this maybe it kind of looks like an inverted A, and the symbol of an angle is that symbol. So you can see here in the screen. So next question. The larger common factor of two or more numbers is called letter A, prime factor. Letter B, greatest common factor. Letter C, least common factor. Letter D, prime common factor. Or letter E, least factor. The answer is B, greatest common factor, since we are looking for the larger number. So you have greatest common factor. So the greatest common factor is actually two numbers in the largest number that divides evenly into both numbers. A prime factor, on the other hand, is a natural number other than 1 whose only factors are 1 and itself. And the least common factor, or LCM or LCF, is the smallest number that two or more numbers can be divided into evenly. A common prime factor is also a prime number that divides evenly into two or more numbers. So that's the simplest definition of GCF, prime factors, LCM, and common prime factor. So next, 48. It is the study of different types of shapes, figures, and sizes in math or in real life. So letter A, algebra. B, calculus. Letter C, geometry. Letter D, trigonometry. Letter E, set theory. So the answer is letter C, geometry, since we are talking about shapes, figures, and sizes. So algebra is actually a kind of arithmetic where you use unknown quantities along with numbers. So we have here x, y, z's. Next is calculus, is the branch of mathematics that deals with continuous change. So we have here derivatives, integrals, and for geometry is a branch of mathematics that deals with shapes, angles, dimensions, and sizes of a variety of things which we see in everyday life. Meanwhile, trigonometry is one of those important branches in the history of mathematics that deals with the study of the relationship between the sides and angles of a right angled triangle. And lastly, the set theory is a branch of mathematical logic where we learn sets and their properties. So I hope everyone are familiar on or is familiar with the different branches of mathematics. So next, we have here what are the six trigonometric functions. So we can recall what are the six trigonometric functions. So the answer is letter D, that is sine, cosine, tangent, secant, cosecant, cotangent. So the opposite side is the side opposite a given angle, and the adjacent side is the next to the angle. So we just have six basic trigonometric functions: sine, cosine, tangent, secant, cosecant, and cotangent. So that is our trigonometric function. Next, number 50. What is the given equation 2x squared plus 2x squared plus 3x plus 10? What is the constant? So letter A, 2x, letter B, 2, letter C, 10, letter D, 3x, and letter E, 3. So the answer is letter C, 10. So the constant is actually the number that stands alone in the expression or doesn't have a variable in the equation, which is the plus 10. So since we are given with an equation with variables and one constant, which is 10, 10 will be our constant since it stands alone. Walay variable in his or in its side. So I guess that is all for our review for math specialization. So I hope everyone has learned a lot in this review and you have recalled different learnings about this specialization review. So from this, I would like to give everyone a very big good luck to all, especially for future educators who wants to be LPT. So we will become LPTs. Salig lang, laban lang, puhon LPT na juta. Again, thank you and goodbye.